Hi, it's me, Empress 8 Star. Please like, share, and subscribe. So let's talk about breakups. Breakups are hard to do. They're very hard to go through. But if it's something that you've decided, I'm sure been deciding that for a while. And so if you have decided to go and walk away from a relationship, you have to believe in the process. You have to trust that the universe has your best interest at heart and that you will be taken care of and you will get through it. Now, some tips. Let's keep in mind that for whatever reason you felt like the relationship is not serving you any longer, and if you come to that state that is the case and that it's no longer serving you and you're not gaining from it, then yes, it's something you need to consider. If it's draining you, you're no longer receiving um, the things that you need from it, you're not receiving your needs are not being met, things of that nature, then yes, you do need to consider the relationship. Anything that's draining your energy or sucking you of your energy or keeping you low vibrational is never anything that's in alignment with your higher being. And so your decision to walk away is probably the best thing. Why people don't walk away when they should is because of their fear of abandonment. They have abandonment issues, meaning that even though the relationship was stressful, toxic, etc., it's hard for them to walk away from the relationship, from the known or the comfort of what they thought they knew they had or the things that they figured they had during the relationship. Now, once you break up, the important thing is to come to peace with it. Don't do the blame game. Take responsibility for the parts that you played and forgive yourself for it. Learn from it. Go through. It's not about finding a new person. It's not about filling yourself with other individuals. It's not about filling your energy around others. Yes, being around friends and loved ones is fine to help you get through it. Sometimes I think being alone is a little better because you're able to express or let it out the way you need to without holding back. And I think that that's what needs to happen. You need to release and let go of whatever pain you're feeling. You have to stop feeling resentful and guilty or feeling like you've lost something big or that maybe you have made a mistake. If it was a decision that you made at the time when you made the decision, you were in pain, so much pain that you made that decision, which means you need to honor that pain that you were feeling, that person put on you or the relationship placed on you. And so you should never feel guilty or resentful about making that decision. The important thing is to get through it. Now, the first few days is the hardest because this is when you want to hear the person's voice. This is when you just want to see the person. This is when you start missing the things that you used to do with this person if you talk to them daily. Now, those daily phone calls you're starting to really miss because this is what your history or the memories brought on. Now, keep in mind that you're going to be missing them, of course. That's natural. You have to remain focused and believe in the process. Should you call them and speak to them? I don't think it's healthy. What you start to do, you start to actually forget the bad and only remember the good of that person while they're gone. Somehow, some way, human nature has it that now this guy used to beat your ass or whatever, but now you're remembering the time, that one time he brought you flowers and told you he loved you. You're remembering that one time he made you feel special. And forgetting about the 10 times he took away that and made you feel like shit all over again. And so I'm not saying that's the case, but I'm saying we have a natural urge to trying to cling to the good once that person's gone because we're missing them. We're starting to forget that we were actually unhappy in that relationship. And so if you're giving yourself enough time, the phase, you will get through it. The important thing is to stay high vibrational at all times. Yes, your relationship is lacking at this time due to no fault of your own, right? That's life. But it's a process. And so even a failed relationship has lessons that you can learn from. And so that's where you kind of stay in the moment, stay high vibrational, take deep breaths, listen to things that bring you joy. If music brings you joy, put it on. Put on something that's comedy that makes you laugh. This is when you have to help yourself through the process and understand that once you go through the process, you're going to be on a better road. It's just getting through that hump or getting over that initial hump. It's where we get stuck and we end up going back to a relationship that was no good to begin with. We start to tell ourselves, oh, it wasn't that bad. Because what? We're lonely. Some of us were lonely when we were in the relationship. But like I said, some of us just feel like we have to have somebody. If there's no one standing beside us, we're unworthy, we're not good enough, we're not this, we're not that. When in essence, a lot of us have people beside us that doesn't complete us. And they're silent and in the backgrounds. And it's as if they're not even there. They can't help you with anything. They're not, uh, uh, they don't speak. They're not a active part of the relationship, meaning they're happy with just staying in your shadow and being behind the scenes. And that's great. But we need a partner who's going to be vigilant and there and and feel the energy there and know that this person is there for us and active and there in every way that we need them. And so this is what you need to be striving for in your relationship, someone who completes you and supports you and understands you. Okay, and y'all build together. But when you feel in that relationship or it fails in the relationship and it's time to go, then you'll have to also be okay with that. And you have to come to terms with it's not even about meeting anyone else. Meeting someone else is not, it's you being on rebound. And it's you not totally giving yourself that time and space and energy to get over, release the negative, toxic energy that's still dwelling within us after we leave a toxic relationship. And so be mindful, be careful not to fall back into the trap. Like I said, sometimes you may need to hear that person's voice. I would suggest you don't call them. I would suggest you probably listen to a voicemail. But I would also suggest you delete everything. If you feel like you're getting weak and you feel like you can't stay gone, then you probably need to erase everything that reminds you of them, just so that you can continue to do what you know is right. Again, making sure that you've made the right decision and then doing the right thing. Staying calm, finding things that makes you happy, finding other things that brings you joy, working out, going out with friends, I wouldn't say go to a club, but do things that bring you joy. Go out in nature, lift your vibrations, do things that bring happiness and purity and joy in your life. And so, like I said, breakup is never easy, but it happens all the time. And so we have to prepare ourselves that as good as it is to meet someone, there are times when you realize that that energy is not completing you or that for whatever reason it's not supporting and that energy is now a hindrance to you, then you need to walk away and free yourself from any stagnation. The idea is to live your life to the fullest and be high vibrational and happy at all times. And anything in your life that keeps you or forbids that, you need to reconsider. These are my thoughts. Please like, share, and subscribe. I love you all. Empress 8 Star.